There is a powerful arrow that President Trump has in his quiver to ward off impeachment. It is the record economic expansion. It is historic terrain right now. President Trump does need to get a China trade deal. That's what Wall Street is telling us. But will Democrats try to ruin that? Trigger a downturn, hurt the economy? Would they dare? Let's take it up with two of the smartest guys out there, the Gartman letter editor and CEO Dennis Gartman and Heritage Foundation's Joel Griffith. Love having you guys both on. Dennis, let's start with you. Can President Trump get a deal with China now? Because Beijing may be less inclined to compromise if it sees him as weak and vulnerable.
I hope he can get a trade agreement passed. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. China's going to look at the president under the prospects of an impeachment and think that he's going to be greatly weakened and won't have the ability to press through. I pray that we get something done. My fear is that nothing will happen. They'll wait until the election next year, and that will certainly be detrimental to stock prices, and that will certainly be detrimental to the economy. So let's hope for the best. I'm sadly fearful of the worst, I'm afraid.
Joel, what do you think? We've got billionaire bond investing guru Jeff Gundlach telling Fox Business that the president will survive impeachment, win a second term if the U.S. avoids a recession. Trade war looks like it's hitting factory activity, the worst number since 2009. The bigger services sector, though, grew for the 115th consecutive month. What do you think? Are Democrats going to step up?
Well, I think that the president's likelihood of achieving a trade deal with China are actually higher than getting the North American Free Trade Agreement passed. The fact is, a lot of the arrangements with China can be worked out on the executive level with our administration without Congress approval, because a lot of the skirmish that we've seen so far has been executive action. So I'm optimistic we'll get this through. I think the president is beginning to see this is having a slowdown on the economy. It's knocked about 0.8 of a percentage point of economic growth. The tariffs are impacting U.S. families. It's in our interest to get an agreement through, but it's also in China's interest. You know, this has more of an impact on their economy than it has on ours. So I think both parties are motivated to get an agreement through in the next several months.
Interesting. Dennis, what do you think? Will Democrats step up? Because you know, 5 states in the heartland are really taking hits right now. They're Iowa, yes, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin. That's the roadmap, big roadmap to the White House there. The Farm Belt is hurting, rising loan delinquencies and bankruptcy there. What do you think? Are they going to turn this around, both parties?
Again, let us hope that they can. Clearly, the farm community is being devastated. $9 soybeans, $5 wheat, $3.50 corn, 60-cent cotton are not prices that are amenable to a beneficial vote for the Republicans. So let us hope that something can change. What we've seen now is Deere having a very great deal of difficulty selling farm equipment. We're starting to see General Motors laying people off. These are not good signs. So yes, the heartland is where the votes will be cast. The heartland is where the election will be won or lost. And right now, the heartland is not in good shape, Liz, I'm afraid to say.
All right, Dennis and Joel, thank you so much for your expertise. Really appreciate it.